So, first chapter financial accounting, we are doing the part 3 of the video. So we already know the liability side of the statement of financial position or the balance sheet, correct?
Yes.
So we know the equity and liability side. Now we need to know about our assets. Okay.
Yes.
So our main heading is our assets, and in that the main heading is the assets, and in that you have two subheadings. What are the two subheadings that you have? First is the non-current assets, and second is current assets.
Yeah.
Okay. In non-current assets, you have totally 5 parts. In non-current assets, you have totally 5 parts, and in the
Mm.
current assets, again, you have 6 parts.
Okay.
Okay? So these are the headings of the non-current assets. So you have your, this will not be 1, this would be a Roman number 2, that is assets.
Hmm.
In that you have 1 that is non-current assets and 2 that is current assets.
Yeah.
Okay. In that now you can write as A, B, C, D, E, or you can write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is up to you. So they are writing A, B, C, D, E, and the other variants they are giving as 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hmm.
Okay. So in number 1 you have how many parts? 5 parts. In number 2 you have 6 parts.
Okay.
Okay. So the 5 part is, you always say your non-current assets is your PPE and intangible assets. PPE plus intangible assets. The heading will come as property, plant and equipment and intangible assets.
Okay.
Okay. Your B would be your non-current assets, your deferred tax assets, net, long-term loans and advances, and other non-current assets. I hope
Okay.
you're with me.
Yes.
Okay. Now, how you want to learn is up to you. PANDLO or PNDLO.
Hmm.
Okay. So you can also learn as please, now, don't, love. Okay. Because this is a study time. So what is it? Property, plant, equipment, and intangible assets.
Hmm.
Non-current assets. Can you please say
Hmm.
it?
Non-current assets, deferred deferred tax assets, net, long-term loans, and other non-current assets.
Again.
Uh, Plant, property, equipment, and intangible assets. Non-current assets, deferred tax assets net, long-term loans and advances,
And
other non-current
non-current.
assets.
Okay.
Why other long-term loans are here?
I will be come to it, don't worry. Now the current assets. Your current assets as your current investments, inventories, trade receivable, cash and cash equivalent. Here you have long term, here you have short term. You have other non-current assets, you have other current assets. So the last two are the same.
Hmm.
Okay. The low is the same. Instead of long term loans and advances, it is going to become short term loans and
Short-term
advances.
loans and
The other
advances.
non-current assets is going to become other current assets,
Other current.
and it would be SITC.
Hmm.
Okay. So current
Okay.
investments, inventories, trade receivable, cash and cash equivalents, short-term loans and advances, and other current assets. Now let's go to the property, plant and equipment. It has 1, 2, 3, 4. So property, plant and equipment, the PPE, this usually includes your land, building, machinery, furniture, and all those things.
Hmm.
With me? Intangible assets would include your non-physical, like the things that you can't touch, see, and feel. So, goodwill, patent, trademarks.
Okay.
Then there are some assets which, some investments or some money that you spend to construct an asset, but the asset is not yet completed, but the amount is very significant to show as an asset. So, it is called capital work in progress. It is usually when you're making buildings and all. So it takes time to construct a building, right?
Yes.
And building is a capital asset.
Hmm.
Year is over, building is not yet constructed, so it is called capital work in progress.
Okay.
And the next one is intangible assets under development. So these are basically your softwares or patents that you've already spent the money to get those intangible assets, but
Hmm.
it is not yet completed. The title is not in your name, but it is under progress. So it is called intangible assets under development. Like any software that you're creating, you spent a significant money on it, but it's not yet completed to call an asset, but it is still an asset. So we put it under the heading intangible assets under development.
Okay.
Okay. So your property, plant, and equipments have your tangible assets like your land, building, machinery, furniture, goodwill, patent, trademark, copyrights, assets
Yeah.
under construction, and software or patents in progress.
Okay.
Okay? I hope
Hmm.
you're with me. This you can remember as picky. Okay?
Okay. Hmm.
Assets are please now don't love.
Hmm.
Please now don't love. Okay, now N. Non-current investments, that means it will include your investment in shares, debentures, bonds, land, etc.
Hmm.
Deferred tax assets net, it means you have paid the advance tax. You've paid tax in advance.
Hmm.
And the advance tax that you've paid is more than your provisions. And this you have to adjust it later because the assessment is not yet declared, and this is like 2 3 4 years before a thing that is already there. I hope you're with me.
Yes.
Long term loans and advances, that means you have given people loan, you have given people deposits, you have given people advances, and you are going to take back this money for more than 12 months. Say you've given some security money for electricity as a security deposit, and you're going to use the premises for more than 12 months, so the security deposit is going to be with the electricity department for more than 12 months.
Hmm.
So these are long term loans and advances. That means you are giving people.
Okay.
Okay, you're giving people loans,
Loan.
deposits,
Hmm.
you're giving people advances. You have your security deposits at places which is going to be there for more than 12 months. And
Okay.
other non-current assets would be your long-term prepaid expenses.
Hmm.
Long-term prepaid expenses. Okay, I'm giving you time. Please digest it, write it one time, and then we will go ahead. Pause, write, and then I'll go ahead. In your assets, your number two is what? Your current assets. Okay.
Hmm.
In your current assets, what do you have? You have CIT, CSO.
Hmm.
Current investments, inventories, trade receivables, cash and cash equivalent, short-term loans and advances, and other current assets. I hope you're with me. So your
Yeah.
current investments would have all your investments that is there for less than 12 months.
Hmm.
Okay. These are your investments that is there less than 12 months. And the example for this is shares, debentures, mutual funds. Any type of investments can be long term or it can be short term. But if it is short term, they have to mention that it is less than 12 months. Then your inventory means all your closing inventory that is unsold. If they say all your closing inventory that is unsold, so it would include raw material, work in progress, finished goods, unfinished goods, loose tools, spare parts, and all those things.
Yes.
Then you have your current assets. Your current assets mean you have trade receivables. What was the first C? Current
Current
investments. I inventories.
inventories. T, trade receivable.
Trade receivable would be any money that you are supposed to receive from your customers. It
Yeah.
includes your debtors, your credit sales, your bills receivables.
Hmm.
So CIT. What was your first C?
Current investments.
Then
Then inventories, then
Then
trade receivables,
in trade receivables. Then
cash and cash equivalents,
then
then short-term loans and advances, and other current assets.
so cash and cash equivalents are mostly all the assets that can be converted into a cash within 3 months. Okay, less than 3 months, it would be cash in hand, cash at bank, short-term deposits, okay, or the immediately usable assets that can be converted into cash. That is why we say cash and cash equivalents. Even bank deposits would come into it. I hope
Okay.
you're with me. Then you have a short-term loans and advances. So you've given somebody loan, you've given somebody advance, and amounts are recoverable. Amounts are recoverable
Hmm.
within 12 months. Okay. The examples would be advance to the suppliers, your staff loans, your prepaid expenses, your advance income tax of the current year if it is more than your provisions.
Hmm.
Okay, this you should remember, your advance income tax of the current year if it is more than provisions. Then you have your other current assets. Your other current assets would be, can you give me the headings of CIT CSO?
Current investments, inventories, trade receivables, cash and cash equivalents, short-term loans and advances, and other current assets.
Other current assets. Okay. Now, other current assets would have your prepaid expenses, outstanding income, advance tax, any interest, outstanding interest accrued on investment. That means it's your outstanding income. Your other current assets would also include your underwriting commission, okay, and your preliminary expenses. This is there in your syllabus.
Hmm.
After you write your current assets, non-current assets and current assets, you should always ensure that the total of your assets is equal to your total of your liabilities when you're making your format.
Hmm.
Okay, when you're preparing your balance sheet format, you start with the heading, then you write your Roman number 1, then you write your share capital, reserves and surplus, then non-current liabilities, then you write all your current liabilities. Okay. After that, after making the format, you will start writing that which one needs notes, and then you will do notes for every relevant section. I hope
Okay.
you're with me. So first you always make the format. The format is the same.
Hmm.
Then you go to your notes to account, ensure your total of assets is equal to total of liabilities. After that, there are some disclosures that needs to be made, and these disclosures are part of notes to account. So the first disclosure that you have to do is contingent liabilities. What is contingent liabilities?
I don't know.
What is contingent liability?
I don't know.
Okay. There are some liabilities which you might have to pay depending upon the happening of a certain event.
Okay.
Okay. So these are called contingent liabilities. That means it is not very certain that you may have to pay or you do not have to pay. But if the event goes against you, you might have to pay.
Hmm.
So these are not actual liabilities. This, for an example, an employee has done a court case against you. Okay. Since this employee has done a court case against you, there are chances that he wins the case. Say he says that you've not given him salary, or you've not given him gratuity, or you've not given him an X, or you've not given Y.
Hmm.
Okay, in that scenario, your liability would arise only if the employee wins.
Okay.
So the liability is not confirmed yet, and it depends upon the future event, the happening of a future event.
Okay.
Since my liability is not confirmed, since my liability is what? It is not confirmed. That is why I do not show it in the balance sheet. I show it as a notes to account.
Okay.
So the first example of this is claim against the company not acknowledged as debts. Claim against the company which I cannot acknowledge it as debt. It means it is a court case not yet decided. Guarantee is given, like say you have given a guarantee for some person, like you are Afia, you've given a guarantee for Zara because Zara has taken a loan from the bank.
Okay.
In the event that Zara fails to pay the loan back to the bank,
Hmm.
you would be liable to pay.
All right.
So you are the guarantor. So
Hmm.
only if Zara fails to pay, you are liable to pay. So this is
Hmm.
a contingent liability.
Okay.
So guarantees is what? If the other person, if the
If the
other
other person keeps you
fails
as
to
a,
pay,
yeah.
you have to pay.
Hmm.
Bills discounted from the bank. Do you know about bills discounted from the bank?
No.
Suppose you are the company.
Okay.
Okay. You have sold some goods to X. X
Okay.
has to pay you.
Hmm.
X has to pay you, but X, instead of giving you cash, he gives you a promise. He gives you a bills receivable, a promise that after 2 months he will pay you. This document is called a bills receivable, which is as good as cash.
Okay.
Okay. Now you are the company and you want the money immediately.
Hmm.
So what do? You take this bills receivable that is given to you by X. You take this bills receivable and you go to the bank.
Hmm.
Say this bills receivable is for 100,000.
Hmm.
You take this bills receivable, you go to the bank and you tell the bank that, look, Mr. Bank, I have sold goods to X and X is supposed to pay me 100,000 in,
Hmm.
and he has promised me to pay this money because he's given me the bills receivable. This is a document, a legal document notarized in the court. So I have this bills receivable which X has given it to me. Please, bank, you take this bills receivable and pay me the money. Okay. So the
Hmm.
bank would discount the bill receivable and they would take some charges from you and say the bank is going to pay you 99,000 rupees now.
Okay.
Now the bank is going to take the money from X after how many months?
And how
2
many?
months. Okay.
Hmm.
This is my terms and condition of the bills receivable. This is an example that I have created by myself.
Hmm.
X gave me a promise that I will pay you after 2 months.
Hmm.
Okay. This bills receivable was with the company.
Hmm.
Company wanted the money immediately. So what did the
Okay.
company do? Company went to the bank and told the bank, I have this bills receivable. I am giving this to you. You take it and after 2 months collect it from X. Yes.
Hmm.
So in this scenario, what the company is doing, the company is discounting the bill. Discounting the bill to the bank. Okay.
Okay.
So this is bills discounted from the bank.
Hmm.
Now after 2 months, bank will go to whom? To X.
Yeah.
Bank will tell X, please, you have
Hmm.
made a promise to Afia company to give 1 lakh after 2 months. Today is the due date. Please pay 1 lakh.
Hmm.
Ideally, Afia should have gone to X.
Yeah.
But company have already discounted the bill with the...
Bank.
So instead of the company, now who will go to the bank? Who will go to X? The bank.
Bank.
Now, if X pays the bill, okay? So I'm saying X is honoring the bill.
Hmm.
So X pays the bill to the bank, then no problem.
Hmm.
But if X dishonors the bill, okay? What I'm telling, if X dishonors the bill,
Hmm.
then what will happen?
Then what will happen?
I'm asking you, what will happen? Think you are the bank. I sold you a bill. I discounted a bill with you for 100,000 and I told you after 2 months take it from my mom.
Hmm.
My mom did not pay you.
Then the bank will come back to me.
So the bank will come back to me. That means you will come to me, or I would say the bank will go to the company.
Yeah.
But the company had already taken 99,000 from the bank, right?
Yeah.
Now the company will have to pay the bank again 100,000 because X failed to pay.
Okay.
So this is a contingent liability bill discounted from the bank. That means I've taken the money from the bank by giving the bank a bill. Somebody was supposed to pay me, but that somebody failed to pay.
Hmm.
So if the customer does not pay, the company will have to pay to the bank. It's a contingent liability. It depends whether X will pay or X will not pay. I hope you've understood the concept of discounting the bill.
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
So it is a contingent liability. Can you give me the names of 3 contingent liability?
Yeah. So when the company has not acknowledged the debts.
No, no, no. Claim against the company, not acknowledges them.
Okay.
Somebody has claimed money from you, but you
Hmm.
please fight it. If you win, I will pay. If you don't win, I will not pay because you are not ready to acknowledge it.
Hmm.
Hmm. Give me names of
Then
contingent liability.
claim against company not acknowledged as debts.
Next.
Then when guarantee, like when I am the guarantee for you taking the loan
Hmm.
and you fail to pay, then I will be the one
Okay.
responsible to be paying. And bill
Next
discounted from the bank.
means
Means when
if the customer will not
the
pay, the
customer
company
does
will
not
pay.
pay the bill, you just get a discount from the bank and you have to repay it.
Okay, fine. Now these are capital commitment. Capital commitments are future obligations of the company to spend the money on assets and project. That means the company has already agreed to some people that I am going to spend money on your project. I'm going to spend the money to buy this asset. Okay, but it is not executed.
Hmm.
Okay, it is not executed, so even this should be shown as a note to account. So capital commitment, they will tell you, I'll just go through this. So they are agreements or future commitments of the company which the company has already agreed but they have not executed. So first example, amount of contract remaining to be executed on a capital account.
Hmm.
Say you're building a building. Are you with me?
Yes.
Or you say, for example, you are building a project of constructing a bridge.
Hmm.
Okay, the bridge is costing 100 crore.
Okay.
Okay, 60% of it is complete,
Hmm.
40% is pending.
Hmm.
Okay, and you
Hmm.
have given this project to a contractor.
Yes.
Okay, if I do the 40% on time, I can earn the profit.
Yes.
But if the 40% is not done on time, the company from whom I've taken this project, or maybe the government, they will put penalties on me,
Okay.
and the company may lose the profits. So these are future obligations for capital project. I have planned, I agreed to do, I committed to do, but I am not able to execute. So I might face losses. So it needs to be disclosed properly that I have agreed, I have committed this, and if this does not happen, okay, the obligation that I have obliged to
Hmm.
do, if it will not happen, then I am supposed to suffer the losses. So capital commitment is I have committed to the people that this will definitely happen. Okay. And if that does not happen, I have to suffer the losses and penalties, and all these things I have to disclose it in my books of account.
Okay.
Okay. The project is very big. I have already told that I have a capital work in progress, and the shareholders will expect a huge amount of profit after the project completes.
Hmm.
But I also have to tell them, if I am telling them that there is a capital work in progress, I also have to tell them that these are the deadlines I'm supposed to meet. And if we do not meet these deadlines, there is an agreed penalty or an agreed thing that we may lose out on the profits. So these are the
Hmm.
obligations. If we are not able to complete, you are not going to get the profit, and it has to be disclosed.
Okay.
Okay. You also have to disclose. Suppose you were not able to give preference shareholders a fixed rate of dividend. Preference shareholders enjoy fixed rate of dividend irrespective of the profits. So in some years when you did not make profits, you might have not given them dividend. So there is arrears of dividend for preference shareholders. You also have to disclose if you have any. Okay. Only these two things to keep in mind for capital commitments. With this, we complete our total balance sheet explanation of the assets and of the liabilities. We did it in the previous video. We also did our disclosure to accounts. Our disclosure to accounts was of contingent liabilities and capital commitments. Okay. Now we would proceed to do a sum, that is question number 10. So whenever you're doing a proper sum of the balance sheet, the first thing that you always have to do is what you are going to prepare this format, and the format is not going to change.
Hmm.
Okay. If you remember and if you're able to mark properly, and you see in your current assets, you have CIT, CSO. Okay, so if you don't have certain terms, so you can ignore. Otherwise, I would prefer that you write the format. What things are not there, you put a dash. Always. So Roman number one, equity and liability, shareholders fund, share capital, reserves and surplus, NCL, CL. Okay, if you do not remember what things are there, not there, you can write everything and put a dash. Or alternatively, what you can do is you can do the markings over here beforehand. Can you tell me where will cash in hand go?
It will going cash and cash equivalents.
Cash and cash equivalents. Okay, then
Cash in bank also and then cash and cash.
are you marking along? So come on, cash in hand. Where will it go? Current
Cash
assets,
in current. Yeah.
cash and cash equivalent.
Hmm.
Cash at bank.
Cash and cash equivalents.
Current assets, cash and cash equivalent. Share capital.
Share capital.
Equity and liabilities in
Yeah.
shareholders' funds,
Yeah.
in share capital.
Hmm.
Then debentures. 9%
Going
debentures.
long term
Non-current
borrowings.
liabilities,
Yeah.
long-term borrowings. Okay, bank overdraft.
Short term.
Current liabilities
Yeah.
in short-term borrowings.
Hmm.
Okay, fine. Investments.
I don't.
Non-current assets
Yeah, but
in non-current investments.
okay.
Try to recall the format of non-current asset.
Hmm.
Please now don't.
I'm falling down.
So P was PPE, then non-current investments, right?
Yes.
Okay. Bills receivable.
Trade receivables
Current
and
assets
current assets.
in trade receivables.
Hmm.
Sundry debtors.
Again, trade receivables, current
Current
assets.
assets, trade receivables. Sundry creditors.
Trade payables, current
Current
liability.
liabilities, trade payables. Security deposits. Long term.
Other non-current assets.
So this is in the debit. So it is non-current assets. If it would
Hmm.
be in credit, then
Then it will be other non-current liabilities.
okay. So security deposits, long term.
That
1 minute.
it will be long-term borrowing, no? It will
Yeah,
come in non-current liability, no? If it is in the credit side.
yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, profit and loss credit balance. Can I check security deposit once? Security deposits 8,000. Non-current assets, other non-current assets, right?
Hmm.
Profit and loss account.
This will be reserves and surplus.
This would be reserves and surplus. So shareholders funds, reserves and surplus. Securities premium.
Current assets.
Shareholders funds, reserves and
Sorry,
surplus.
reserves and surplus.
Interest on debentures accrued and due.
Current liabilities.
Where?
Other current liabilities.
Goodwill.
Intangible assets.
NCA, intangible assets.
Hmm.
Land and building. NCA in the PPE.
Huh.
Yeah, plant and machinery.
Yes.
Where?
PPE.
NCA, PPE. Furniture.
PPE. NCA.
NCA, PPE. Provision for tax.
This will be
Current liability. Short-term provisions.
hmm.
But for this, you will have to see for further adjustments, okay?
Hmm.
Advance tax that you've paid in the current year. This is current assets,
Short-term
short-term
provision
loans
only.
and advances. Bills payable.
Wait,
Current
where is the
liability.
short-term loans and advances?
Advance tax, short-term loans and advances in the current assets for the current year what you've paid.
Okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
Bills payable. Current liabilities in the trade payables.
Hmm.
General reserves. Shareholders funds in
Reserves and surplus.
reserves and surplus. Stock in trade. Current assets, inventories.
Hmm.
Capital reserves.
Reserves and surplus.
Shareholders' funds in reserves and surpluses.
Hmm.
Okay. Please read the adjustments.
The authorized share capital of the company was 60 lakh divided into 6 lakh equity shares of rupees 10 each.
Okay. So where does the authorized share capital come into? Where will this
Under
go?
share capital.
In the share capital.
Notes to
Okay. In
accounts.
notes to accounts. It's a disclosure.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
Then,
And sundry debtors, which are all unsecured and considered good, include 1,80,000 due for more than 6 months.
okay. Now please understand over here. If you have debtors,
Hmm.
okay, and if any of your debtors is due for more than 6 months,
Hmm.
okay, due for more than 6 months. So this you have to show separately in your notes to account.
Okay.
So in your notes to account, where is your debtors? Current asset, trade receivable. So for your
Yes.
current assets, the trade receivables, you are going to make your separate notes to account. So you're going to have your bills receivable. You're going to have your trade receivable as debtors.
Okay.
Okay. So your total debtors, which are of 11 lakh.
Hmm.
Okay. In this, you are going to show debtors more than 6 months separately. What are your debtors more than 6 months? 1,80,000.
1,80,000.
And your other debtors separately. This is the rule.
Okay.
So debtors that are older than 6 months have to be shown separately, and other debtors has to be shown separately.
Okay.
So under your trade receivable, you have to show this split properly.
Hmm.
Split for notes to account.
Hmm.
Go ahead.
Investments represent 5,000 equity shares in X Limited of rupees 10 each, rupees 4 per share called and paid up.
Okay. So where is your investment? It's 5,000 equity shares of 10 each, but 4 is called up. So your actual investment will be how much?
20,000.
So your actual investment is 20,000. So your non-current investments should have 20,000. Please go and check on top. Is your investment only 20,000 or it is more?
It is 20,000.
It is 20,000. But when you're writing for your investment, you have to show it properly. 5,000 equity shares into 10. So it becomes how much? 50,000.
Hmm.
Called up rupees for. So investment is 20,000. You have to show it properly in your notes to account. Okay.
Hmm.
Non-current
What
investment,
if the investment was more than 20,000?
then you will minus and you will show only paid this much. So this is all disclosure for your notes to account. See, for non-current investment, this is in the notes number 9. So I will go to my notes number 9C. In shares of X Limited, you have to show properly 5,000 shares of 10 each, 4 paid up. So 5,000 into 4, you have to show properly over here. So for
Hmm.
one-liners, we usually do not show the notes to account, but any information is given in the additional information, so you will definitely show it as your notes to account.
Okay.
I hope you're with me.
Hmm.
Now next one.
Bills receivable discounted with the bank not matured till the balance sheet date amounted to 15,000.
Okay. What is this? Bills discounted with the bank.
The bank had given 15,000,
Yeah.
but
So
now
if
we have
the
to pay it
customer
back.
does not pay, it's
Hmm.
not yet matured. Not yet matured. That means right now the due date is not come. So I really
Okay.
do not know whether my customer will pay or no.
Okay.
So for this 15,000, I need to show it as my contingent liability.
Huh.
See, the bills receivable would remain what is there over here. What is your
Hmm.
bills receivable over here? 2,80,000 you will show as 2,80,000. Nothing is to be touched over here.
Okay.
Okay. But in your contingent liability, you will show a disclosure. Bills of 15,000 discounted with the bank, not yet matured. This is just your contingent liability. I
What if
hope
they were matured?
not yet matured. So see your notes to balance sheet. You'll write contingent liability, bills receivable discounted with the bank, not matured till the date of balance sheet 15,000.
Hmm.
And your other note to account is also that you still have uncalled amount on investments of 5,000 equity shares of 6 each. That means it was 10, 4 called up, 6 is yet your liability towards this investments. Okay.
Okay.
The whole trick is you should know your proper markings. You should know your format. After writing the format, you should do your notes to accounts. Your notes to account should have proper notes where it is going. Okay. And then your
Hmm.
disclosure. So come on, do it. I will wait for you. So with
Hmm.
this, I have completed illustration number 10, which is a TYBCom sum of October 15.